Hey, everybody. Welcome, everybody, to my podcast. This is Marlon Vickers. This is my podcast where we explore mental wellness, personal growth, discovering your purpose, and why you were created. Every week, we're going to dive into powerful conversation, life changing insight, and practical tools to help you heal, grow, and walk boldly in your calling. So, if you ever feel like you come to the point in your life, or maybe you in it right now that you don't know what your purpose is. This is the place where you need to be, where we can help you discover your purpose and talk about the right thing about how to know where you're going. This is the place where purpose is discovered, clarity is built, and lives are transformed. Hey, welcome to my podcast. We're gonna have a good time today. I got one of my favorite guys on with me today, Pastor Dr. Jared Fight. He's a wonderful guy. I met him a few months ago on another podcast, and he's just a dynamic man. I've just caught hold to him when he first started talking. I was like, man, this dude, this is the dude right here. So hey, I'm gonna let him introduce himself, and then we gonna get started on this podcast. I'm excited about it. Welcome everybody. Welcome Dr. Jared, Pastor Jared Fight. Introduce yourself, my brother.
Wow. Thank you, Marlon. It's an honor and a privilege to be with you all on this wonderful podcast. I am pleasured to pastor the Steel Hill AME Zion Church in Lancaster, South Carolina, where I am affectionately known as the Thrill on the Hill. And I
Yes,
tell
sir.
people it's Holy Ghost headquarters. It doesn't mean that the Holy Ghost ain't at other churches. It just means it's headquarters in Lancaster, South Carolina. So we thank God for the wonderful people of Steel Hill. I also am pleasured to be a faculty member at Clinton College, where I currently chair the Department of Religion and Ministry Studies. And under the wonderful 14th president, Dr. Pamela Richardson Wilkes, as she leads the helm of our fine institution. And I am just happy to offer any little insights from my small amount of time in the field of ministry to persons that I come in contact with. So I'm glad to be with you and glad to be with your listeners also.
Hey man, you didn't tell me all that now. You got a lot of hats there, my brother. Hey, that's good, man. I love that. I love that. So today we're gonna talk about what if your purpose is bigger than your job? Yeah, what if your purpose is bigger than your job? So the first thing I want to dive into, do you believe that your job is your purpose or just part of your purpose?
Well, first of all, I believe a job is what you get paid to do.
Okay.
Your purpose is what you're called to do. And a lot of times, those two are not synonymously the same at certain moments of your life. Now, if you can operate in your purpose and it satisfies your life and bills, then yes, they can be the same thing. But it doesn't necessarily mean that they will for every individual. Your job may use your skills, but your purpose uses your story, your
Amen.
pain, your values, and your voice. It means that you can be in the right job and still feel empty, or
Uh,
you can be in the wrong job and still walk in your purpose.
that's
See,
good.
purpose isn't confined to a title, it shows up in who you are,
Yeah.
how you treat people, how you solve problems, how you create impact. That's purpose versus your job.
Yeah, that's good. And a lot of people always, they get that mixed up. You say, well, my job, this is my purpose. But it's sometimes that's really not true. That's really not your purpose. You just doing a job and you feel like it's your purpose. But that's you
Right.
using your talent. It's a difference between your talent and your purpose.
That's
And,
right.
and that's what a lot of people I think get mixed up is my talents and my purpose. I mean, they go hand in hand, but at the same time, if your talent and your purpose is not the same. That your talents are what you can do, and your purpose is what God created you for. And He used your talents to marinate with your purpose. So that's good, man. Oh, anything else you want to add to that? Because I see your wheels turning.
No, you're absolutely correct. I completely agree with you. And a lot of times we have to really understand there are certain jobs that can train you to give you a skill.
Right.
But there are certain gifts that only God can give that you've never had any
Yeah,
training
yeah,
for.
yeah. That's
And
good.
so a lot of times, Mark Twain said there are two important days in every person's life: the day they were born and the day they find out why. And we live our life to find out why.
Mm.
But in the meantime, we have to sometimes have jobs that we don't see a why.
That's gonna be another one of my episodes. We're gonna dive into the difference between your job, your purpose and your gifts. That's gonna be another podcast that me and you gonna do. That's gonna be a good one. So have you ever felt like you were meant for more than what you're currently doing?
For me, I have I have I have a wide variety of talents as well
Right,
as employment opportunities. So
right. You
when
gotta
I
like that.
no, it, it's a search. You're searching for
I got
you're searching for yourself, and you end up in all kind of arenas due to the fact you're looking for what God would have you to do.
yeah, yeah. Let's get some out of this. Yeah.
Right, I was working working for a very notable company, and I had a very great job. And I heard as clear as day. Every church I've ever pastored, when I first arrived to the church, I go to the altar to pray. And I was pastoring, and I heard God clear as day told me to quit my job.
Mm.
When I heard that, I felt like that was nothing but the devil speaking to me, because the Lord knows I got bills, I got
Right,
family, I got kids, and the current church I pastored that time could not subsidize my living. So it
right.
was necessary that I had a job. So I counted it off as the devil.
Uh,
Um, I left that altar, went to do my work, went back to my job the next day, and I heard the Lord again while sitting in my cubicle, minding my business, doing my mundane job that I didn't care to do every day because it satisfied the resources my family needed. And
right.
so I heard the Lord again say, this is not the job you need to have. And I told the devil, this is the job that the Lord want me to have.
I know that's
The
right.
devil is like, get thee behind me, Satan.
Right. Yeah.
A week or so goes by, I hear the Lord again.
Uh,
And I said, can't be the Lord. Roughly, long story short, roughly a month later, we get a mass email across the company that we have a mandatory company
mm,
meeting. And in that meeting, from Alpharetta, Georgia, the one of the CEO, CFO, somebody, one of those high-powered
yeah.
people came and met with us in our office and told us they are merging us to another. They've sold us off to a private equity firm, and they're
Mm,
merging my department with that private equity firm. Not even 3 months later, the private equity firm said that we're offshoring your jobs to
mm.
India. We're
Ooh.
offshoring your job to India. And I went to the bathroom, and I went to the stall and prayed, Lord, you ain't have to fire all these people because you're trying to get my attention. You ain't had to do that.
Ah,
And truth of the matter is, I got 2 years worth of severance. And from that day, this is the powerful thing in my testimony. From that day, I've never applied for a job since that day.
mm,
Every opportunity that I've received has been as a result of the Lord opening the door. From that moment, I forthrightly said to myself, if God want me to be in the space, he will open the door. And so I don't even have a resume. I don't have one saved anywhere. I ain't filled out an application in more than probably 15 years. God has continued to richly bless my life only because when you operate in who He's called you to be, the
That's
Bible
good.
teaches us that your gifts will make room for you.
Room. Yes, sir.
And
That's
when
true.
you operate in a spirit of excellence,
Yeah.
opportunities will always be attracted by your work ethic. And so that's why my wife and I tell our kids all the time: hard work will beat somebody's natural gifts any day. You can be gifted. You can be gifted to play basketball. You can just be tall. You can just have the natural knack. But somebody who works hard every day will
Right.
be able to out hustle gifts and talent, will be able to outwork it, and you can see that over any gift that you'll ever possess. So I work hard, my wife works hard, we work hard in trying to be who God has called us to be, to serve the people that God has called us to serve.
How many kids do you have?
Three.
Three.
One
Okay.
for the Father, one for the Son, one for the Holy Ghost.
Oh, that's what I have. I got three. I got two boys and a girl.
I got two boys and a girl also.
Okay, okay. Well, that's good then. My oldest is 21 and he's in the army. So,
My
I gotta.
oldest is 27 and he's a firefighter.
Oh, see, okay, I got you. Well, kind of in the same part, but yeah. Oh, that was good stuff, man. I like that, man. That's one thing too, man. You have to make sure that you're hearing from God when it comes to that when it comes to that situation, because the devil will play tricks on you, and you will start hearing voices and making you think that it's for you to move. But God will make it clear, when like, hey, this is me talking to you, and like you said, hey, God, you ain't have to do all that. You could. You ain't have to do all that, guy. You could have just, so let's dive into this one. And I said I was gonna wait, but what's the difference between a career and a calling? What do you think the difference is between a career and a calling?
That's a fantastic question, Marlon. And I know many of your listeners wrestle between what they
Yeah,
do for a living and what they're called to do.
right.
But I would dare say a career is built around, like I said earlier, skills,
Hmm.
training, opportunities, as well as compensation. I would dare
Yeah,
say, your career
you want, yeah, yeah.
affords you the opportunity to live the life that you're living. However, a calling is rooted in convictions. It's rooted in identity. It's rooting in this idea of lifting a burden.
Yeah.
What deeply moves or troubles your spirit that I'm called to impact? I'm called to impact. It's two questions. Your career asks the questions, what can I do? But
Mm,
your calling asks the question, what must I do?
come on, man. That's good.
And you can change careers multiple times. I'm a living witness of that. But a calling tends to follow you regardless to what your career
Woo.
is.
Wherever you at. Yes, sir.
Right. You carry your calling in every arena.
Mm.
I'm on my taxes. On my taxes, I have multiple streams of income, but on my taxes, when it asks occupation, I put pastor. I put pastor. I'm a pastor, whether I'm on your podcast or whether I'm at Clinton College where I'm employed. I'm a pastor, whether I'm with my kids at the amusement park or I'm with my
Right.
wife on vacation on a beach sipping ginger ale. Uh, I'm still a pastor. I could never, ever erase that from my existence because that's my calling to
Yeah.
fulfill. And so sometimes you can change from being an attorney to an accountant just by
Mm.
trade, but you
Yeah.
can't change who God has called you to be.
That's good right there, man. That's because and you said something good, that your calling follows you. You can't run from it. You can't hide from it. It's gonna be continue to burn on the inside of you, until you answer that calling.
That's
So
right.
that's good stuff, man. And I think a lot of people get their career mixed up with their calling. and you start walking in a career and say this is my calling, and it's not your calling because it didn't come from God as your calling. It came from you going to school and getting education and getting smart and say, hey, this is what I'm applying for, so this is my career field. Now God can lead you to the right career field, and because I think sometimes you could be in your calling and God will lead you in the right career field that will go hand in hand with your calling sometimes. Now I do believe that. You can have a calling, like you say, in pastoring, and you may your job, your career may be in counseling, God, because that goes hand in hand.
That's
Counseling
right.
people and pastoring goes hand in hand, So I do believe that can happen. Now, like you said, the difference between my calling, that comes from God. Your career, it also comes from God, but it comes from a different mean of what field you want to work in. And I believe that even when it comes to that, you still got to say, God, what field would you have me to work in? Because I believe you could be working in the wrong career field that's not, because you see people every day that go to school and get these big degrees, and you ask them what's their degree in, and they tell you, and be like, well, why are you doing this? Well, I couldn't find nothing in my career field. And they doing a whole different job than what they went to school for. And that's me. I started out like that. That was my thing. I went to school. I have a degree in business,
Okay.
and but at the same time, I also have a associate degree in electrical technology where I do electrical work. So I went to school to learn the business side of how to run my own business, and I've actually had my own business for a little while, but I don't have it. I don't have it now, but I did have it. But that was my career. That was part of my degree field. But uh, the job I do now, it has part of my business degree in it, and it has part of my electrical degree. It has kind of both. But and sometimes that how it works out that way. That people have a job that that degree didn't take them to. They couldn't find anything because it's so jam packed. Like a business degree. Everybody has a business degree in something. So everybody is hiring people that's got business degree, but at the same time, they hiring people that has not just a degree, but they have the experience. And sometimes that experience take you long farther than that degree will. But that calling, oh yeah, that calling gonna go with you everywhere you go. It don't matter where you at, it's gonna be there. So
Right.
why do so many people confuse their income with their purpose?
Well, that's an easy thing to do. It's easy to confuse your income with your purpose because your income is measurable.
Mm-hmm.
Your purpose isn't. See, we,
Yeah.
we, we live in a system that has created us to measure rewards.
Right.
That's why on most jobs they have like certificates for who was most productive. We
Yeah.
have people who are working a job, but they are in one job and they're looking for another or looking to get promoted because of status. They want to be able to change their tagline. They want to be more
Yeah.
visible
Yeah.
in the world because we live in an insatiable cornucopia of access. We live in this world where everything is accessible and but doesn't mean that I can afford everything. So I have a heart desire to wear Louis Vuitton, but I don't have a job that can
Mm.
produce the Louis Vuitton desires I have. And so
Right.
I'm searching for a greater income
Right.
while sacrificing my purpose at times.
Mm.
And I don't want to get too far off the beaten path, but it's
Oh,
easy
there.
to assume if I'm paid well, I must be doing what I'm meant to do.
Now that's good right there because a lot of people I think that's a lot of people problem because the purpose may not be make their income may not be as big with the purpose God has created them for, but they have a career that's making more than what the purpose is. So they be like, well, maybe this is my purpose because I'm making more money doing this, and this is yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah.
well, and that's what we've done to our children. We've told our children to go to college, learn what you need to learn, get what you need to get in order you can make the money you want to make. So now I'm only in school, I'm only learning, I'm only trying to get this information to make money. The means to my ends is I'm doing what I need to do in order to satisfy the kind of life that I want to satisfy. See, income answers the questions about survival and comfort. How well do I want to live? So I need to have an income to produce that kind of lifestyle. But purpose answers the question about meaning. What do I want my life's epitaph to read when I'm done?
Right.
Do I want it to read that I made a whole lot of money and I was able to live a lavish life? Or do I want it to read what the hymnologist says, if I can just help somebody as I
Yeah.
pass along, hear somebody with a word or with a song? And the ideal scenario for most of us is that one purpose can give me the income that I want. So now it's produced these pastors who don't care for the soul of people rather than filling the seats of the sanctuary.
Mm, that's good.
Now it's created ministries to where individuals care more about what the package is so that I can subsidize my life rather than the area of service that I can bless the community.
Yeah.
It's produced this idea that what I'm driving makes me successful instead of what's driving me in
Mm,
everything that I do. And meaning doesn't always come with applause or a paycheck, at least not at first. But there's something to be said that you work hard in doing what God has placed you on this earth to do. And money may or may not be a result of what you do.
yeah, that's good right there. Because I agree with everything that you said because sometimes and one thing you did say that was good talking about the pastors because I think a lot of time now we look at the quantity and not the quality. Like you said, you want to pack seats instead of having quantity, which means that if I got 100 people, I'm satisfied. But if I
Right.
got 50 people, I'm satisfied. Versus that I got 5,000 people that I don't even know and but I'm packing the seats, but I'm not fulfilling the need of my purpose as ministering to the people. I'm ministering, but I'm not but am I really getting to the people that need to hear? Because you got 5,000 people and only thing you see is dollars. And I've seen pastors, this is a whole nother dynamic of what I was talking about. But
That's why I'm
you
saying, well,
said
get off
that
the beaten
yeah,
path.
but that's but this gonna help somebody because a lot of times we want to pack the church and we don't want to help the people. But that's still your purpose is to help the people and not pack the church. Yeah,
Right.
if I pack the church, but and I'm not helping the people find their purpose. What's the purpose of packing the church? It's only one reason you want to pack the church is you want the money. And
Since we're
you
talking,
often see that when they have a packed house they want to raise a big offering because they know it's 5,000 people in there and they start counting dollars. Go
and
ahead.
since we're talking about the church, the sad indictment is on most churches is the mentality. The
Yep.
mentality is that the pastor is the CEO and the pastor is responsible for everything in the church. They're responsible for the evangelistic efforts. They're
Yeah.
responsible for feeding everybody, for clothing the naked, for educating the uneducated or the
Yeah.
undereducated. The pastor is responsible for all of that. Well, truly, if the pastor does all of that, it robs the calling and the gifts in other people. The pastor does have roles and responsibility, but in the same vein, other people that come to that ministry have an obligation to be able to operate in their calling. See,
Right.
look, as much as I am astute in business and have a business acumen in my life, there are people who God strategically calls to do that. Why don't you let them focus on that for the church while you focus on the
Right.
ministry within? Focus,
Yeah.
let other people focus on greeting and on welcoming others while you focus on what God has called you to focus on. When we have everybody operating in their gift, then we find ourselves not being burnt out, not being tired of the church we pastor. It's discipleship. I'm currently writing a book. One of the chapters in the book says you can't complain where you haven't trained. And a lot
Mm,
of times you got to realize that some people don't know what to do because we haven't taught them how to do. And when we find ourselves in a season where we can be able to nurture and disciple people into their gifts, into their calling, guess what ended up what happened? It will bless the ministry, and then the ministry now can make sure it's imploring people because everybody's gift is working together to make
yeah,
sure we're cultivating an environment where people are experiencing God in a kingdom way.
that's good. Now you dropped something on us. You said you writing a book. Is this your first book, or this is
It
this
is
your
my first.
okay? I was gonna say, to be honest, I've started writing a daily it's a daily it's a daily motivational like I think it's like maybe a 30-day devotional, and I started last year, but I haven't finished it. But when you finish yours up, we definitely gonna have to take a look at it and let the people hear about it and get it out there so the people can go and read it and buy the book and support you.
Well, you know, let me be transparent and honest. The book is probably done, but it's me that's in the way to keep making
Ah,
tinker tweaks and
okay. Keep
edits and
tinkering with
all
it.
kinds.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And I've
And,
had people tell me it ain't never gonna be perfect, but
right,
it may
yeah.
be
Just
perfect
go ahead
for
and
the
drop
one
it,
that's
man.
gonna read it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. A matter of fact, by the next time we record, you need to go ahead. You need to have it ready to drop so we can at least give us the topic, the name of the book, so we can be give us some little bit
That's
of it. So
also
we
being that's also changed like 12 times. So
uh,
pray
that's
for me. Pray for me.
you got to pray for me to get back on mine, man. I got another person that I'm going to interview that's going to bring my podcast. She actually done wrote a book, and I think she's on maybe two books, but she's one of our associate ministers at our church. But she wrote a book, and I think she done wrote another. I think she working on another one, or she already dropped it. I think she might be getting ready to drop it. But I'm gonna bring her on, and she has a book. So I say when you get ready, let me know. We gon' I like to do that. I like to bring you on. We talk about that book and let tell the people go get it, man. That's what we here for.
Well,
The
that's gonna
next
be
thing, go ahead.
my summer
Okay.
mantle. The months of June and July, I hope that I will be in much prayer and maybe grand consternation to because I'm a servant, and
Me too.
as much as my name is on the front kiosk of the church, I really don't want you calling my name. I want to open up a book. I want to read. I want to be able. I met a young man yesterday while I was at the gas station, and he was selling his book outside the gas. I've read about half of it now. It's this book here. It's Your Life is Waiting
Waiting.
for You,
Okay.
and great read, great insights. This he was a an athlete and working a Fortune 500 CEO of a company, and God inspired him to write a book for people that they can live a life of honor and high performance. And so it's the habits that we create each and every day. I'm a learner, an avid learner, lifelong learner. I'm not in school currently, but that doesn't mean you
Yeah,
stop.
that's me. I'm always learning. Yeah, 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 yeah. What's the guy's name on that book?
Kenneth Strong the second.
Okay, Kenneth Strong. I'm gonna have to look him up since you got the book.
Yeah, Kenneth Strong. Yeah.
I have to look him up then. Can someone feel successful in their career? And this is good. but still feel unfulfilled in life. Mm,
Successful in their career, but unfulfilled in life. Absolutely. Absolutely. It happens more than what people will
right.
admit, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
Because success without alignment to your calling will give you achievements, but you'll still feel empty.
Mm. Stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there. That's good.
You can have employee of the month, number one top producer. You can have all of these achievements from your employment
Yeah.
and still feel unsatisfied.
And why is that?
Because sometimes we can be moving without meaning.
I knew you was going there.
We can have motion
Yeah, yeah.
without
Let's talk
meaning.
about it. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You can be going through the motions,
yeah.
but you're not living a purpose or a calling. And it's
Mm,
recognition without satisfaction.
that's good.
It's like hitting goals but feeling disconnected.
Mm,
It's like being admired but internally restless.
mm.
We say it all the time. You can have a luxury car but still not have a destination. You
Nowhere to
can
go.
right nowhere to go. You can have a big house and a big bed but still can't get any rest.
Yeah, yeah.
It's because your accomplishments and your success doesn't necessarily translate to a satisfied life because success is external, but fulfillment in life is internal.
Hmm.
Let me tell the story real quick.
Come
I
on.
used to pastor a church in Rutherfordton, North Carolina, and one of my trustees has his own detailing business.
Yeah,
He would tell me Bible study was on Wednesday, and he would tell me, Pastor, before you go to Bible study, drop your car off to me. He'll give me the keys to his car, and I would take his car to church to get ready for Bible study. And when he finished washing my car, he would bring it to the church for Bible study. And so I would head to the church, drop my car off, take my car, go there. And one day I didn't see him before Bible study started. I said, "Man, where Bobby at? He don't have my car. Bible study starts." And I don't see him. And I'm like, well, I hate to take his car after Bible study. I can't even focus on my lesson because
yeah.
Bobby is normally here by now. Bible study ended. I done prayed. And Bobby ain't there. I said, I got to go to my office, get my phone, and I got to call Bobby because I don't know where he's at with my car. And as I was walking to my office, Bobby comes through the front door. I said, hey, man, what took you so long with my car? He said, Pastor, washing your car and detailing the outside was easy. I don't know who you've been riding with this past week, but it needed some more hands-on work on the inside. He said,
Uh,
I needed to get the inside together
mm,
because it's horrible to have a pretty car driving around, but have fries all over the place on the inside of the car. And
yeah,
and
yeah.
and Reverend
Mm,
Marlon, can I tell you that's some of our
come on.
problem? We're
Yeah.
riding around with pristine outside looks, but we're empty on the inside. We
Yeah.
got some inside work that needs to be done, some inside cleaning that needs to take place, some inside searching in order for us to find out who we really are and who God wants us to be. God is not wrapping your life in the idea of what name brand you wear on the outside, but He's wanting to know what kind of brand you have on your heart on the
Yeah.
inside. We have to focus more on internal fulfillment rather than success from external circumstances or external kind of standards. We need to look. This is why people can look good in church but not have church in them. Can I say
Oh
that one
man,
more
that's
time?
good.
They
Yeah,
look
yeah,
good in church, but don't have church in them. In other
yeah,
words, they can have the hat on, but
yeah.
nothing of salvation and saving grace in their
Mm.
heads. They can have a silk shirt and tie on the outside, but on the inside they can't even donate any of their time or resources. They can have high heel shoes, a
Come
certain
on
color
now.
at the bottom of them, but their
Yeah,
life is not walking in any type of direction where God is leading them. It's because
man.
they have external fulfillment and success, but no internal satisfaction and fulfillment for who they are.
Oh, that's good, man. That's man. Listen, you can have a fancy house, but the inside walls are tore up. Matter of fact, I seen this last week. My wife sent me a video on it was a house that somebody was trying to sell. But what happened was the wife and the husband was going through a divorce, and she went on the inside of the house and totally destroyed the house inside. But the outside of the house looked good. But as soon as you walked in the front door of the house, you seen the hose was in the walls and paint on the wall and everything was broke up. I mean, it was horrible. But they was trying to sell the house as is, and that's the same thing with our lives. As you said, you can be dressed up, but be a dressed up mess. No fulfillment in your life. You look like you going somewhere. You look like you doing good, but really and truly you not. And the problem is that we try to. I think the word had got people mind that fake it till you make it. Yeah, too many people are trying to fake it until they make it instead of making it so you don't have to fake it.
That's right.
And when you know your purpose, you don't have to fake it till you make it because you already know who God created you to be. So I'm not trying to be somebody that I'm not. I'm not trying to go where God hadn't sent me to go. And I'm not trying to have a fancy house if I can't afford it because I know that's not me. But when
Right.
you trying to be a people pleaser and you trying to please other people, that's what happens. You end up having an unfulfilled life and you look like it's fulfilled, but every day you go home and you lay down, you like, man, you cried, you broken, you hurt, but you look like you got it all together on the outside. You got the smile on your face. You got, you looking good, but on the inside, you're a total mess. But until you come to the point and realize that I need Jesus, I need God in my life in order for me to have fulfillment. That's how I get fulfillment in life. That's how I find my purpose, and that's how I know who God called me to be. And that's when you can start walking in your calling and you're not worried about what the career field is because God will send you where you need to go. He said, send me, I go. I go where you want me to go. I do whatever you want me to do, Lord. Just send me and I'll go.
That's right.
Man, it's been wonderful having you as my guest today, man. You got any closing remarks, man, before we get out of here? Give me something.
Listen,
Give the people something good there, Dr. Fight.
I don't know
Give them
about that.
something good.
As you were just talking, it reminded me of a passage in the Bible, Second Kings chapter number 4. The onset of this passage is a woman who's found herself in a credit crisis.
Mm,
She's the creditors of her husband, who's now dead, Elisha, son of the
yeah.
prophet of the school of prophets. He's transitioned and he's left his family with debt. And she goes to the prophet Elisha and she says, "My husband, your servant, is dead. He left us with monies that we owe, and they're going to take our two boys as payment for the debt that they have." Now, the reason I bring this passage of scripture up is because the next question that Elijah asked, he asked, "What do you want me to do about it?" In other words, it's a loaded question. It's, do you want me to satisfy the debt, or do you want me to resurrect your husband?
Yeah.
Because he can do both and has credentials of doing both. However, it puts it back into the woman's hand about the purpose by which she wants to see for her future. Do you
Yeah.
want me to resurrect your past, or do you want me to secure your future in your sons? And
Mm.
she doesn't decide, but the prophet decides for her and then ask her, okay, I'm going to do something to secure your future, but I need you to put some value in what God has blessed you with. What do you have in your house? And she says, I have, listen to the linguistics of what she says. I have nothing but a cruise of oil.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
can you have nothing and something at the same time?
Same.
And this is where many of us find ourselves and we wrestle with our purpose, is that we don't put the kind of value on what God has given us the way we should. We know that there is something there. We just don't believe it's worth enough to satisfy who God has called us to be.
Mm.
What do you have currently that God wants to use, but you haven't put the value on it that you need to put on it? And as we close this podcast today, I want to tell you that if you take whatever you think is meaningless and not useful, if you put it in God's hands, He'll show you the use for it. I tell people all the time, you can have your pieces, but put your pieces in the master's hand, because the master is the only one that can take your pieces and make a
Yeah.
masterpiece.
Make a master
Because
plan.
God is the kind of God that is known for taking your little bit and making it so much more. There's so much more in that story, but I just want to be able to let you know, put some value on even the things you think are insignificant.
That's good, man. And thank you for being on my podcast, man. Hey, to the people, remember your story. Your story matters. Your gifts matter, and your purpose matters. Hey, this is the Purpose Lab with Marlon Vickers. Hey, we helping you discover who you are. We're helping you discover life and what you were created for. Hey, go check out my podcast on Apple Podcasts. Go to iHeartRadio. Go to Spotify and also YouTube. Hey, until the next time we see y'all, have y'all self a wonderful, wonderful day.